Okay. Beautiful. All right. Well, good evening, everybody. As we get started here, I just wanted to ask that you would kindly mute yourselves this evening since we are recording for everybody so they can hear me while I chat about corporate gifting tonight. I'm so excited to talk about this topic specifically because I think corporate gifting is such a cool avenue. This is like just that layer of our business that really we call it the cherry on top, right? You've got your at-home tastings, virtual, and then you've got corporate gifting. And if you're not familiar with corporate gifting, I thought I'd first talk about what exactly does corporate gifting look like? When someone says, oh, I have a corporate gifting order, what are you envisioning? So there's a handful of things it could be. It could be bulk wine order. So if you've got someone who needs to order wine for a corporate event, if they're serving wine at an event and they need to order, a bunch of cases of wine, that's something that would go to gifting. If they're doing custom etched shimmer bottles, the biggie is with like real estate agents, for example. We've seen those, right? Custom etched shimmer bottles are going to be going through corporate gifting. Same thing for, the etched wooden boxes. If you have a client that wants to ship individual gifts, whether it's wine in a box or not in a box, corporate gifting is going to be able to help you with that. Now, of course, there are specifics as far as like, it has to be over 12 if corporate gifting is going to be able to help you with that. Anything under 12 for most of these single shipped items is something we can do on our website ourselves. But the last one is build your own box option. That's another corporate gifting option we offer. So these are all things that fall under the umbrella. And if you haven't worked with our corporate gifting team yet, they are a phenomenal group. Amazing, super helpful. And they are always making sure they point us in the right direction and giving our clients the best options and the best deal we possibly can. So when we talk about corporate gifting, right now is the time we want to talk about like, who are those clients? Who are we reaching out to? One of the top examples is going to be real estate agents, financial advisors, wedding industry professionals. So whether it's the venue themselves, it could be the wedding planner, event companies. These are all great options for people who need to gift. So if you think of it as, okay, who do I know that has a business that has clients? If somebody has clients, there's a good chance they are going to be gifting to those clients. So start brainstorming about who you know. You might want to look at your friends list on Facebook or Instagram and see where people are working. Recently, I loved a great post I've been seeing float around where someone put up a question and it said, I saw recently a friend did this and they asked everybody, what they do for a living, like what their job is. I'd love to see what everybody has to say. And everybody starts listing because they're proud. Most people are really proud of it, or they're not and they're looking for something else. They want to see what other people are doing, which is really cool. And that will also give you an idea of, oh, I know somebody in this industry. It gives you a reason to reach out and just have a conversation. You don't necessarily have to sell anything to them right away. You're going to talk to them about questions like, hey, by any chance, do you know if your company does gifting around the holidays? Do you send your clients anything as an appreciation? So it's just about starting a conversation to kind of get, warm waters and figure out, could they be a good fit? And if they are, you're going to take it to the next step and you're going to say, well, I work for this amazing wine company that gives back. And we offer some amazing gifting options, which can be customized with your company logo, special notes, you name it. We really do an amazing job. Would you mind if I send you some info to look over? There you go. So these are little tips and tricks you're going to want to use as you begin to, figure out where to look. The reason why we're talking about this right now is because, yes, we are still in August, but now is when companies with who do gifting are doing their gifting budget. They budget for this for the year, and now is when they're ready to spend it. They're going to start getting ready to get this spent. So you want to start having these conversations now, because they don't happen all in one shot. It might take a week to talk to this client, figure out what their needs are, talk to gifting, and you're either going to connect to gifting and your client, or you can stay in the loop depending on the situation. But basically, now is the time you want to start working on this, because it doesn't materialize overnight. It takes some time to build these conversations and find these customers. But when you do, we're going to be rolling into what we call O&D, but now I think we're calling it like SOND because September's part of it now, man. September's just as big anymore. And this is when we're going to see them start placing those orders. I'll give you an example. I've been working with a client since the spring, and they came back to me and said, okay, we decided we want to do gifts for Thanksgiving. Reach out to me at the end of September. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to reach out slightly earlier than the end of September, because what you're currently going to see in your dashboard, if you go, if you want to look for corporate gifting resources to learn a little bit more about what we are offering, you would want to go to your dashboard, go down to Help Center. You're going to go down to the very last box that says Index. And within the index, you're going to be presented with this awesome alphabetical list. And in there, you're going to see some corporate gifting shareables that you can click on. They recently just updated a couple of them, if I'm not mistaken, one of them being the at Shimmer one sheet shareable, which is gorgeous. This is where you're going to find information for you to learn more about it and for you to share with your clients. But just know that gifting has been, working for quite some time now on revamping our gifting options and how we do it. And I believe in the beginning of September, that is all going to come out and share with us, so we can then pass that along to our customers. So if you start having those conversations now, by the time September 1st, beginning of September rolls around in 2 weeks, you'll be ready to start sharing new information with them and giving them the most up-to-date products. Let me just check here. What else is it? Ooh, here's another really great tip that I got directly from one of our gifting specialists, Zelina. She said, when sending out an email, if you're talking to somebody and you're not sure if they do gifting, so you send them this email, and if anybody, just let me know. I'm part of the Dream Crew. Let us know if you need words to say. If you're looking for an email, I'll be happy to share what I send out. But one of the tips, which I thought was such a great idea, right, coming from a sales perspective, if you put in the bottom of your email, I'm actually gonna read this out to you guys. It says, if you are not the correct person I should be contacting in regards to gifting, would you kindly tell me who is the right person to reach out to? Because that way they'll be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm not just going to delete your email because this isn't my area and I've got enough on my plate. They'll be like, oh, yeah, let me send this over to Cindy in the other department and let her know she might appreciate this. Really great line. And it lets them know, okay, I'm going to pass this along to the right person. So that was one of my really good tips. I love that they gave me. Let's see what else here. I don't have anything else specifically, but I did want to answer anybody's questions in regards to gifting, because I know some people are super new to it. And I would love to just go over some questions if anybody has any. I'm going to browse the chat. Is there anything in here?
I'm not seeing any questions in the chat. Little Chardonnay on board this evening,
right?
But if you have a question, ask it in the chat or unmute yourself and feel free to ask. This is this is a part of our business that lots of people are really excited about, interested in, etc. And I love what you said, Steph, that it's the cherry on top. I always say it's the gravy, right? Your meat and potatoes are always going to be your tastings, whether they're virtual, in person, whatever. But things like corporate gifting, working with nonprofits, especially this time of year coming up on SOND, is, you guys, It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Mia asked, would you recommend emailing companies or going in to present options in person? I actually, from my standpoint, Mia, I would call. I wouldn't email, honestly, because I just feel like we inundate people. You know, I'm inundated with emails and I'm like, delete, 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 right? And I wouldn't really honestly spend your valuable time knocking on doors. I would call and ask, hey, who's in charge of your corporate gifting? I would really love a connection with them and kind of go, that's what I would do. Steph, what do you do?
No, I do have a background in sales. I've been cold calling in my past life. Just know, like, it can be hard, but it is a great way. And I would use that same line. Hey, can you help me get in touch with the right person within your organization? I've done all of them. I have sent emails, and they're, you got to send a lot of them to get a response. I'll be honest. A lot of times my luck has come from reaching out to people, asking for referrals. Who do you know? This might not be in your industry or profession, but by any chance, you know somebody who might love this. And then it's a warm lead, it's a warm connection. So those are really great tools to like figure out who do you know that also knows somebody who could help you.
I honestly, you guys, I think probably the vast majority of corporate gifting that I've received has been through referrals. I had somebody post a picture of our welcome home bottle the other day, and somebody commented, and it was serendipitous because I happened to be online, which is hilarious because I'm always online, but they said, oh my gosh, that bottle's gorgeous. And I was like, and I sold a case like that, like in 5 seconds. So, Julie's asking, how do you get the client in touch with corporate gifting?
That's going to be you. You are going to make that connection. So corporate gifting's email is gifting@onehopewine.com. And it's great to connect them because then it's an easy, there's nothing missed in translation with you interpreting anything or sending emails back and forth. I always ask gifting, once I let my client know, I'm going to connect you with our gifting department so they can work with you directly. But I will be involved in the process as well and make sure they keep me copied on the emails so I can also help if need be, but you're in great hands. And that's kind of how I make the introduction. I copy both parties on one email and introduce them together. And then gifting typically replies and takes it from there.
It's working with our gifting department is truly the easiest thing you will ever do. I mean, and just so you know, you make a little bit less commission on corporate gifting. And that's why it is literally an introduction email. And they take it from there. They literally, and they keep you in the loop. They tell you every step of the way what's going on. When they invoice the customer, you see the invoice as well. It's a really incredible streamlined service that we offer. And they will work with the customer to choose the right logo or the right words. They'll show them different fonts. It's awesome. Our corporate gifting department is absolutely amazing. So.
And don't forget, these clients can donate 10% of their order to a nonprofit of their choice as well. So just because we're going through a different channel, they still get that same amazing to make the impact that we make as CEs on a regular basis. And that's a lot of times, like, they're so excited. They're like, oh my God, I absolutely love this. My clients are going to love this. It's a really great feature. Yeah.
Somebody is asking, Karen, you made such a good point. You make up for it in quantity because the gifting orders are so much larger typically. And then Cynthia's asking for a sample email, which I think, Steph, you'll post some stuff in the Dream Crew where it's to say things like that. And they still get the 20% off of cases. And they still get to donate. It doesn't go through an event. So know that. So there won't be host rewards or anything like that, but they will absolutely take care of it. And Zelina is amazing. And so is Alicia.
And Lexi. I've worked with a couple people. And Lexi, I've worked with Lexi.
Lexi, yeah. They're just awesome. They're like, hey, thanks for the introduction. We've got it from here. It's very cool. It's a really cool option. Too late to give to their nonprofit after the fact. Mia, depending on how long ago it was, Probably not. And I would reach out to whoever you were working with at corporate gifting and say, hey, I didn't realize that they could make a donation and they'd like to. So I would definitely ask. Yeah.
Yeah, that is one thing. I mean, not that they're not trying to, but when the process it ships, like, okay, job's done, there is a in our index, there is the form where you fill out the donation and it collects all the information they need to make it, because it'll ask you for the invoice number, your CEID, like all the details. So they just think that, like, we know it's there to go ahead and fill it out. You can also request it. They'll send it to you if you can't find it. But yes, after it has been paid and that order is complete, you can then go in and fill out the donation form for your client with the information for, who they're giving back to, submit it, and then that will be done. What face?
I accidentally started playing my song again. I didn't know I was
like,
oh no,
something changed.
Bullet points for gifting: case discount, nonprofit donation, host rewards, purchase rewards, what is included for corporate gifting, and what the PCV and the CE gets. I feel like we can do that. I will tell you that is all in the index, but I think we can do just a quick, kind of pertinent information post.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
Yay. Thank you so much.
Who's
It's so fun to talk about. I can't believe we're like in the time frame already to be having this conversation, you guys. It's crazy. Like I said, this isn't the meat of your business. This is the gravy on the meat. So I'm not going to tell you to spend hours and hours and hours pursuing this, but you should talk about it at every single event that you do and ask for referrals. I'm so doing that post. What do you do for a living? Oh my gosh, I'm 1,000% doing that. 1,000%.
I know. I'm waiting for the right time to put it up, because there's been some fun stuff happening. I'm like, all right, I'm going to put this out there. And it's just one way to see, it's a great conversation starter for people. And side note, you don't know who might be looking for a side gig or, to pay for the holidays, whatever that might be. You don't know where those conversations lead to. So just lead with your passion for this and a genuine interest in what other people are doing, and it will come back around.
Jane just said she sent out a lot of emails last year with only a few responses, but Jane, this is the perfect opportunity to be like, hey, listen, I'm following up. We sort of started a conversation last year, but I really wanted to talk to you about this because, and then I will tell you, and this is all I'm really going to tell you, but September 1st, we're getting a whole new look at corporate gifting and a whole bunch of really cool stuff. You guys are going to be really excited. So maybe start making your lists right now, maybe some little initial calls, text messages, things like that. But again, be sure to bring it up every time you're in front of people. Because boy, those referrals, especially for this, are huge. Absolutely huge. Good. Okay. Any more questions? Anyone? Anything at all? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.